Hi guys, it's Miss Tara with Librarian Approved. I just listened to a great audiobook and I wanted to tell you all about it. I listened to The Wizards of Once by Cressida Cowell. If you recognize that last name, she is also the author of How to Train Your Dragon, the book series. So The Wizards of Once, the audiobook, is what I listened to, and it is a great story for a couple of reasons. The story itself, the writing is great. The storyline is great. The characters are hilarious. My kids and I really enjoyed listening to this one in the car on the way to school and on the way home from school. The Wizards of Once is probably made 150 times better because it is narrated by David Tennant. Doctor Who himself narrates this, and his voice really adds a certain pizzazz to the characters. They have sound effects in the background. So just a little spoiler alert, there's some explosions in there, and they have actual sound effects of explosions. So I wasn't expecting that, and when I was driving, it made me jump. It made my kids jump, and it really adds a certain gravitas to your listening experience. Not only are you listening to David Tennant narrate it, which is amazing, he does all the voices, so there's some pixies in there, and he does the little tiny squeaky voice, and there's giants and ogres, and he does the big scary voice. So I really recommend this book if you just like listening to David Tennant. Story aside, if you just want to sit and listen to an awesome Scottish accent, you're good to go. But the story is also great. So we have Czar, who is a wizard with no magic, and it's embarrassing because he's the son of the Wizard King, who is supposed to be this all-magical, powerful thing, and he's embarrassed by his son who doesn't have any magical powers yet. So in this world, when you turn about 13, you get your magic in, and he doesn't have his magic yet. And he is desperate to get some. And then you have Wish. This is Wish. She is the daughter of a witch, and has more magic than she knows what to do with. So it's kind of these two live in different kingdoms who don't really like each other. In the witch's world, there is no magic allowed, and in Czar's world, there's magic everywhere. So it's kind of opposite, and they're kind of opposite in almost every way. So what happens is Czar and Wish are coming from their respective corners, and they meet in the middle of the Enchanted Forest. And if you've read any other books where there's a magic forest involved, you know there's good things in there and there's bad things in there. And there are witches, evil witches, who live in the forest who are supposedly extinct, but there are signs that they're not actually extinct. So it is up to Czar and Wish to get to the bottom of this little debacle. Okay, so this is book one of I believe it's a 4-book series. So if you really enjoy kind of the magical fantasy book, if you like really silly characters, her characters have really funny names. If you think of Snotlout from How to Train Your Dragon, she kind of goes along with that same idea of having really funny characters. The characters' dialogue is really funny and entertaining for adults as well as for children. I found myself laughing at certain parts, and my kids laughed at certain parts. If you enjoy a great narrator in David Tennant, you're good to go. So I highly recommend, if you are a big audiobook fan like I am myself, listening to Wizards of Once by Cressida Cowell, narrated by David Tennant. It is 6 hours on 5 CDs, and you won't regret it. We've got it here in the children's department under COW. If you need any help finding this or any other great books, come on in and see us in the children's department. We'd be happy to help you find your next great read or your next great listen. But until then, enjoy. Bye-bye.